Lebanon has always been a country that imports everything it consumes, and as a result is obligated to find innovative ways of financing these trade deficits through financial flows back to the country. And the success of Lebanon through the ingenuity, dynamism of its society, of its companies, to be able to attract is reflected in the size of the banking system in Lebanon. The banking system of Lebanon represents $175 billion approximately for an economy which is only $52 billion. And that should make us very optimistic. The success that our people have had in other countries has always led to investment back in our country. There is no reason to think this will change in any time soon. The fact is, as of this year, we have been receiving an additional $1.3 billion per month. In 5 months, we already attracted $7 billion new to this economy. But people will tell you, well, then we're seeing interest rates going up. What is happening? Interest rates are going up in the entire world. And we're a free marketplace. Money transfers have always been free, even in the worst case of the wars. The banking system thrives on freedom, and depositors count on it. And we have a dedicated central bank in this country, which is doing a fantastic job at managing the monetary supply and ensuring adequate support for our national currency. Well, the fact is today, 83% of all Lebanese pounds in the country are covered by international reserve of the central bank. That is excluding the gold of the central bank. In the worst case situation when our prime minister was assassinated in 2005, or when the Israelis attacked Lebanon in 2006, the movement of Lebanese pound to dollar never exceeded 20% of the total stock. Central bank at 83% is a backward about any attempt of devaluation at this point. Now, it does not mean that there are not things which our country has to do in terms of correcting a situation which has developed. We have had to take a very severe cost in receiving 1.5 million refugees. In that sense, the new government, when it comes into power, and that has been amply discussed, debated, and expected by all the international donors and financiers at the Cedar Conference, which has lined up commitments of $11 to $16 billion in a 5-year program for Lebanon, is that the government in Lebanon will have to take some severe fiscal austerity measures. In terms of the country, while there are difficult times, but they have been difficult times, I remind, we live in the Middle East, and the Middle East depends on the price of oil. We have lived the last 6-7 years with low prices of oil, which are only recovering in the last year, which means our diaspora, whether it's in Saudi Arabia, in Kuwait, in the United Arab Emirates, in Nigeria, in Venezuela, have not been as well off in their countries of immigration and their ability to generate new wealth for the country. Despite this, if you think that Lebanon represents 1.5% of the total Arab national product, we get 18% of the total dividend. So obviously Lebanon has attractiveness, and the attractiveness that we have is done by the very high quality companies and people that we have, and Bank Audi is one of them. What distinguishes us from the 18 other Lebanese banks that have expanded overseas is that we represent about 50% alone of the total international presence of Lebanese banks. And that in our days where Lebanon is incurring a slowdown in economic growth is a remarkable asset for the group, because 50% of our total revenues and 50% of our deposits now are spread out and originated in about 10 different countries. So we take great confidence that going ahead, we have the tools and the means, the support, the shareholdings to continue expanding. And this is why we have focused so much on building over the last few years a global private bank